people, I want to take slowly. Sorry, I'm going to be giving you this interview or this live in parts so that you can understand exactly what he's talking about, what we are trying to bring you on this channel. Bengt, why in all countries you wake up one day and you say, now I want to go to Kenya? In all the countries we have in Africa, tell my viewers what really made you to decide this, I want to go to Kenya, not in other countries. We start from there.
Then I was working in Egypt, and that was when I think they call it the Arab Revolution, 2011, and the tourist business in Egypt went down completely. And then my boss in Sweden asked me, "Hey Bengt, what do you say? Do you want to go and work in East Africa?" Okay, I said, and then inside I was like, yes, this is what I want. I want to go there, take the Swedish tourists out to the national parks and see all the amazing things you can see in East Africa. Because after 5 years in Egypt, I saw everything, the pyramids, the temples, the mummies, the blah, 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 and all the beautiful beaches in Egypt. So I wanted to see something new. And then it was perfect. And then one of my first trips, I met the mother of my daughter, and it was like passion 100% from the beginning. So we had a little girl, and
you met her in Kenya or in Egypt?
No, I met her in Kenya, but then those days I was working both in Egypt and in East Africa. But then when she went pregnant with our daughter, I told my boss, "Can I move to East Africa?" And then he said, "Yeah."
Okay, your boss in Sweden is the one that gave you that chance. That do you want to work in East Africa, not in Sverige, in Sweden? And you said yes, right?
Yeah.
And you accepted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was I loved it because I didn't want to go back to Sweden. I wanted spend some more years in Africa.
Before your boss called, were you in Africa before?
Yeah, I had been working for him 5 years in Egypt.
Okay.
Before he sent me to East Africa.
Okay, so you were in Egypt 5 years.
5 years.
Okay. And then the boss then sent you to Kenya, right?
Yep.
Okay. What was your experience immediately when you've just landed to Egypt? Let's start from there. Before we go, what happened to Kenya? What made you go there? Before, when you were in Egypt, we are talking about there.
The first impression
from Sweden.
I had been in Egypt before. I was working there. I had been there once before. That was my first time in Africa. And as soon as you know, because it's the same thing when you travel from Africa to Europe or Scandinavia, Sweden. When you climb out the door from the airplane and smell the air, is completely different.
From the air is totally different from which?
When you fly from Kampala to you used to fly from Kampala to Brussels.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you are coming from Kampala and landing in Brussels and you go outside, you can feel there's a completely different air. Okay. And when you travel to Uganda, when you open the door when they open the door in the airplane and you go out of the plane in Kampala, you smell the air and you say, "Okay, I'm home."
Okay.
For you don't do that?
Or for the viewers, you tell us, is it really true that when you are going to, we are talking much about Africa and Europe, but we're most talking about Sweden and East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, and those other countries. Bengt is saying immediate when they open the flight's door and is getting out to Africa, the air is another air. Tell us.
It's completely different.
What makes it different?
uh, maybe not Kampala and Nairobi in Kenya because it's so high up, but it's still hot, warm. Europe is Northern Europe is colder. Maybe the air is fresher, you can feel it, but the air in East Africa is warm, and you don't want a jacket on. You can take off your cap and stuff like that, and it's a beautiful climate in the highlands in East Africa, Uganda, western Kenya, western Tanzania. I love it. I love it. Same thing when you go from Nairobi by flight to Mombasa, to the coast, then it's hot. Or Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, then it's hot, and it's very good. That's a bit of the difference. There is so many different parts in Africa. Amazing, the nature. As I told you before, I'm into nature and stuff like that, and so when I go somewhere, maybe that's the first I recognize. That's how it feels to breathe the air in the new country I'm coming to. And then everything else, of course, it comes later.
Yeah.
The people, to see more of the landscape and everything. And I did that. And I was traveling, as I told you, all the way from Alexandria down to Cape Town.
But I want exactly to know, the first country you went in, you said was Egypt, right? And then you're experiencing a new climate compared to Sweden's climate. Apart from that, how did you find the people in Egypt or in Africa at large?
The people in Africa is different, because Africa is so huge. Western Europe, all of Western Europe, you can put it in Sudan, or now Sudan, South Sudan, because that's a huge country. It's just as big as all of Western Europe, and so it's a big difference if you compare Egypt and East Africa. It's a huge difference.
Okay.
Because Egypt is Middle East. First of all, it's close to half of it are Sahara, and it's very dry. It's desert.
Okay.
And then you have the Nile, but the Nile starts in Uganda and
yeah.
go up all the way through Sudan and Egypt up to the Mediterranean Ocean, or the Mediterranean Sea. And that's also amazing. To have this, I think the Nile is at least the longest river in the world. And it's a beautiful environment. And we have it in Egypt, in Sudan, because I've never been to the Nile in Sudan, but have you been to the Nile in Uganda?
No, I've not.
It's starting there. It's not huge like in Egypt, because in Egypt it's a huge river. Without the Nile, no Egypt. It would have been desert, all of it. So it's so important for that country, and to travel in Egypt along the Nile, it's the most beautiful thing in the world, I think. And the people are very calm, very quiet in the countryside. Of course, Cairo is another thing, because Cairo is a mega city. More than, when I was living there, it was more than 20 million people living there. I don't know how much it is today. I can say it's only more than 20 million, but those days it was, you know, something is happening all the time in Cairo.
Do you still follow up?
Sorry?
Do you still follow up what's happening in those countries you've been before?
Not really, because it's a lot of following up to do in that case. I know about a little bit about things. Still have some friends in Africa, and
sure.
sometimes and sometimes they
To
call
the
me.
viewers, maybe you see here Bengt, and you know Bengt. Yeah, don't hesitate.
So I got some.
For him.
I got some updating when it came to the Arab Revolution in Egypt. You know, there was it was a big riot in Cairo those days, and then the let's see now, the military took over, and it was settling down with a new president, or and now there was some riots in Nairobi and Arusha, Tanzania, last autumn, at least before Christmas, New Year.
Okay.
In Tanzania, there was a riot, and
you mean last year?
Yeah, last year.
Okay.
And people are friends are calling me and talk about it, and tell me I'm worried about the situation, because it's not very calm now, and stuff like that. So of course I'm interested. I'm very interested in what's happening in Africa, even today.
Bengt, I would like to ask you something. The viewers would like to know, to those who are following our channel and those of you who are going to subscribe and follow this story, amazing story. Bengt, before your boss transferred you from Egypt to Kenya, I want you to tell me, because you would have said no after Egypt, let me go back to my home country. I'm tired of this shit. I cannot do this, and I don't want to stay here. What made you still be interested in another African country? Because maybe like you missing home, maybe you miss your people, maybe you miss your weather. What exactly made you say to your boss that no, I'm happy with it, let me go continue to another country, which is Kenya? Tell my viewers.
There is one big difference, and that is the situation in Europe and the situation in many parts of Africa. Many parts of Africa are very poor and not stable. For example, our friends we have at work from Somalia, or Eritrea, we used to work with them, and they are not coming to Europe or Sweden as a tourist. They are coming here because they want a better life. I wanted to go to Africa to have a better life, because I was so tired about Sweden. But it's not the same. I was not a refugee.
Come again, Bengt. You said what made you is because you wanted a better what?
A better life
in Africa,
and more fun. I had a very good situation in Sweden. I had the money. I had a nice place to live. My oldest daughter, was about 15 when I went to Africa, and she had a good. Her schooling was good. She was living with her mother, and I saw her when I was on vacation back home in Sweden. I call Sweden my home because I'm born here. I know the culture, and then it feels good to say that I have 3 more countries, both Egypt, Kenya, and Tanzania, as my second home country, because I stayed there at least for a couple of years, and I got the feeling out of it. I got to know how the people were thinking about the difficulties, but also about the joy which I experienced. For going out for a dance, or what I remember one thing when my youngest daughter's mother and me went to Mombasa.
Louder. We speak louder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we went to Mombasa. And what shall we do? Let's go see if we can find some place to dance. I went to,
which is club?
No,
Oh.
it was outdoor.
Yeah.
In the open air.
Was it a show? Was it
no, it was a disc jockey playing some really nice music.
Okay, in the disco. Were you going to find
it was disco.
All right.
And then, he put on some Bob Marley music.
Okay. We are talking in which years? That story is in which?
Yeah, that was 2010.
2010. Okay.
2010. Okay, Bob Marley was not a big shot down. He was guys in my age remember him from the 1970s when he was coming to Europe. He was living in Sweden for quite some time.
Okay.
In Stockholm. And then he went to England and became huge. Because in the 1970s, everyone loved Bob Marley. Oh. And I was a kid, I was 15 years old or something. My sister came home one day and said, we have to watch a movie on TV. And it was a movie about reggae music. The Harder They Come, I think it's called, with Jimmy Cliff. And they played reggae music. And next day I went to because I was working in a record shop after school. I started working when I was 14, extra after school in a record shop. We had some music instruments and stuff like that also. And I bought I told the boss, I have some records here, and then I can work for them. So every Bob Marley record they had in the shop, one each, I took home. I started to listen to Bob Marley. So in Mombasa, when the disc jockey started to play Bob Marley music, I told
wait, Bengt. I want
you can't abrupt me now because this is important.
Yeah, I want my viewers to follow up. Really, exactly what happened. What did you do? I don't want them to, because you are so interesting. We ended there. I want you to tell us what happened really when they took you out to the dancing stuff. Yeah. What happened there?
Because that was the first time I really experienced the happiness in Africa when you put on some good music, because I was the only white guy on that place. And they were dancing and I was a little bit shy, of course I had a couple of beers and we were standing there looking at all the people dancing, having fun. But then the disc jockey put on some Bob Marley music and I was home. Now it's my turn to show how you do the reggae. Huh? So I told my fiancée then, okay, you know what? I will kick off my shoes and my socks and then we go to the dance floor. And I did, and I dragged her out to the dance floor, and we were alone. And we started dance reggae. I can dance a bit of reggae, but my ex girlfriend, she can dance.
Okay, after here, when you divorced, then you got another fiancé there?
No. We don't go that. Not everything.
Okay, your
we
fiancé.
Do it my way now. We do it my way.
Okay, your fiancé. You went on the dancing floor.
Suddenly, there was only her and I dancing, and we were dancing good. And the rest of the people, they were standing like this, and we had fun. It was. And then if you open your heart, people in Africa open their heart, and then suddenly it will be a party, huh? For example, when I used to work in the national reserves and the game reserves in East Africa, New Year's Eve, stuff like that, I was always working, and then they brought in some local people to the hotels for music and dancing, and we had fun. Because, you know, on New Year's Eve, everyone is happy. And especially one tribe in Kenya, the Luo. Do you know them?
Yep.
Close to Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kisumu. That's the town of the Luos, isn't it?
Yeah. For the viewers, you tell us if that is it or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is, Brenda. I think it is. And when the Luo people came to the hotels with the drums or something, oh my God, there was a party. We had fun dancing all night.
And that was your first time experiencing that you can go a dancing place and then you come back tonight, or you've been doing it in your home country before, so it was not something new to you?
Man, you know, in Sweden, when people are dancing here, they are dancing like this.
Extend it here, be in my camera. They are dancing what? Be in the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, they are dancing.
They are dancing, they're stiff like this, and then they dance like this. In Africa, it's more like, you know.
Yeah.
You have to move your shoulders and your ass, and then then you're really dancing, huh? And that's what I like. I don't like this stiff stuff.
For the viewers, as you said, in Africa you have to shake more of your bum. So the viewers, you tell us if that's the experience. Ben.
That's important because one of my friends in Arusha, he used to tell me, you know, when we were sitting, the guys were sitting and drinking beer or something. You know, Bengt, you have to eat more ugali. Why? Because look at me. I have the I have the real ugali. I can dance. I've been eating ugali and I can dance.
So you were studying that you have ugali where?
Your butt will be a little bit bigger and a little bit more like you can shake it a little bit better.
Okay. What I want to know, and the viewers to know, when you went at the dancing place, were you guys two alone, or you found other people, other ladies, or was just men?
No, you don't have to be alone in a dancing place in Africa, because there's always people to talk to.
Okay.
Because people are very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. In Europe, it's a lot of distance between the people when you go. But when you're in Africa, you go around, you have a beer, talk to people. So, and of course, for me as a Mzungu, you know what that is?
Yeah, Mzungu. Like to the viewers and all of you who don't understand the word Mzungu. Mzungu means a white person. It's called Mzungu. Mm-hmm. In Uganda, I think in Swahili or some other languages. Yeah, but that's what it's trying to mean.
But you know, everyone wants to talk to the Mzungu, and I was talking. I like to talk to people, and they ask me, where do you come from? Okay, I'm coming from Sweden. What are you doing here? Yeah, I'm a safari guide, and we were on, and then I could start asking them questions about so where do you come from, and stuff like that, and I learned a little bit about all the different people in East Africa. For example, I think in Kenya there's about 35 different tribes from different countries, side of the country. In Tanzania, it's more than 70 different. So it's a lot of different, and they are proud of it. I don't know about Uganda. You have also different tribes in Uganda?
Yes, we do.
Huh? For good and bad, because sometimes they are they are fighting each other.
Ben, there is something you said that I picked interest, that I would like our viewers or the followers to really know and understand and follow us properly. There is something you said that in Europe, people are not so friendly. And in Africa, people are friendly. What really causes that? What's the problem?
I think it's because of we are spoiled in Europe, because we had a very good economic situation for 70 years. After, we had the World War II was hard for Europe because 1945, most of Europe was in ruins. But after that, there was a big development in Europe. The new technique, and people were tired of war. We didn't want. And especially my country, because we was we didn't took part in the World War II. Good or bad. I know when I talk to some British people, they see us a little bit, what were you doing during the war? First of all, I told them I wasn't born then, so I don't really know, but of course. But so Sweden, for example, was not hurt at all after the war. Germany was devastated. France was hardly beaten up, and Poland, countries like that it was bad. But then after the war in 1945, a lot of people saw the possibilities here in Europe to build up something new. The jobs were there. The factories started up, and everyone, you could have a work. If you were tired of your work one day, you went to the next place and asked them, "Can I work here?" "Yeah, of course, come, please," because Europe was really looking for people to work. Today it's not really like that, because it's Europe has been going down. A lot of production is moved to China, and for example, the car industry is suffering today especially Germany, but also in Sweden. It's hard for the manufacturers of cars, and probably also in Italy, France, and many other parts of what do you call it, economy. It's not that hot anymore. Now it's China. So after the war, people were focused on work, and it was they made money. They had a good life. The schools were good. The schools still in Sweden are free, and the schools in Sweden are still good. But it's hard, because it costs a lot of money also. But it's worth it. And a lot of people in Europe are fighting for this advantage that we have. We don't have this divided. I think you can say Africa is more divided, rich and poor. The rich are very rich, and the poor are very poor. And Europe is a little bit more equal.
And in Sweden, you mean that those who are rich, even they are with the poor?
Yes. There was
I want my viewers to follow you, really, to follow up. Poor and rich the same, or what do you try to mean? Make them understand exactly what you're trying to mean.
For example, in the 1970s, a millionaire was really someone with money. Today, a millionaire is shit. I'm not very wealthy, but soon I'll become a millionaire. It's not much. It's for example, if you now you rent your flat here, but if you want to buy a flat like this in our small town in Sweden, it will cost you 2 million or maybe 3 million if it's in the center of the town. In Stockholm, it will cost 10 or 15 million, a flat like this. and you rent it for yeah. Anyway, affordable price. It's still affordable. But now, if you want to be called rich, then you should have 1 billion. My phone is calling. I have to. Yeah. It's an old classmate.
You'll call him, talk to him later.
No, wait. I will talk to you.
Okay.
Kära Nyman, säg inte för mycket nu för vi är på YouTube. Jag har inte tid att snacka med dig. Jag får ringa dig om en timma. Ja. Can you say hey to my friends in Africa in English?
Hello, my little darling. How are you?
Oh, it's not your. We are on YouTube, so you are not talking to Brenda now. You are talking to all the people in Africa. Okay, I call you half an hour now. Okay.
I see. Have a nice day.
Same to you, my
Bye
friend.
bye.
That's your friend Amanda.
Yeah, that's one of my classmates. We were 6 or 7 years old when we met the first time, and now we are 60 years old, but we are still the same.
For the viewers,
Nothing happened for 60 years.
For the viewers, that's Bengt for you, amazing friend of mine. As he told you how we met, and he helped me a lot and still help. We're so close with his family and my family, as he told you all. And I promise you, Bengt has very, very amazing stories because he has been to Africa for 10 years and is Swedish, real Swedish, and he is too experienced in many things. I'll bring him most of the time in this channel for different talks for fun. Do you want fun? Do you want to learn? Do you want to know what happened back and what's happening today? He's so updated guy, and I like his character too. As you see him, you're gonna enjoy him, and I promise we are out of time, but I promise you I'll bring, as he told you, in Africa you have to shake the lumpa, not stiff like this. So I'll make sure I'll bring you. But before Bengt, we live here. Bengt, I want to ask you one question that I think all the viewers there would like to know. Bengt, if you were a billionaire and you have maybe your variable money, billions and billions on your account, and you were Pahon as you are now. Pahon, for the viewers, I mean somebody who is retired, and you are retired as you are now. Will you prefer to stay in Sweden? Will you prefer to stay in Africa? Tell my viewers.
It would be Africa, and I would invest my money in organic agriculture somewhere in Kenya or Tanzania, because I know this country a little bit, and I'm very into organic agriculture. I want fresh food. I can when I go and buy these dry avocados in the shop in here, and remember the avocados in Arusha, oh my God, that's a huge difference. So Africa is a wonderful continent for agriculture, and I hope Africa would develop like and have the opportunity, the possibility to develop with providing good food for the people in Africa. So if I would be a rich man, I would I would have the rest of my life to do something, both for the nature and for the people and for Africa, because here in Europe there is a lot of entrepreneurs that are always into something, but they haven't started with organic agriculture yet, and it will take some time before they understand. But I think Africa is more like, it's possible, because there is there is still a lot of people who really want to live a quiet life. They will work, but they also want to have good food on the table for themselves and their family and the children and so on. So that's what I would do. And then sometimes I will go to Mombasa or Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada to just enjoy the beach.
To enjoy the, you mean you cannot enjoy the beach here in Sweden? Oh,
Yeah, maybe 1 week a year we can go. You remember last summer? There was 1 week we were down here with the kids and the friends here from most your friends from Nässjö.
Yeah.
And I think it was like always, I was the only Musungu in the party. So it's 1 week, but you know, in Mombasa you can have nice swim all year around.
Okay. So as I said, the viewers, and the next time I'm bringing back Bex is going to tell you what happened at the dancing clubs. There, it will be a funny topic. He's going to tell you what happened when he had a group of friends. What happened? What did they enjoy? What does he call fun? I'm going to bring him back to tell you. You'll enjoy Bengt. Last word for my viewers.
I don't know what more I should tell them.
You can tell them something.
I think I told them too much. I think I told them too much about me already. They know who I am now. I'm not that guy again. They say, please, Brenda, find someone else.
No, Bengt, tell my viewers to subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, do that. Subscribe to Brenda's channel because we are talking about, you know, her life, family life with kids and my life as a retired guy.
And the experience you had in Africa.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
So, viewers, cut off time, and it was happy and nice to talk to you guys. Ben, it was nice meeting you today.
Thanks a lot, Brenda.
And I hope to see you next time, right?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I will come back if the people want me back.
I promise.
Okay.
They do.
Thanks a lot.
Viewers, thank you for listening to us and hope to see you next time. Just stay tuned and please subscribe. Just click that bell. You get notification when we put there a new stuff. You are enjoying the kids. Subscribe. You are enjoying the life experience, subscribe. You are enjoying real talks, subscribe. You enjoy fun life. How do we live here in Sweden? How do we live in Africa? What is fun? As I told you, you have to shake bamba, not so stiff like this. You know, that's a old model. See you guys, and
okay.
Let's talk to you. Bye.
Bye-bye.